amazingly. And somebody, as a truck driver, spotted her bleeding, crying, fainting all the time. He pushes her to the hospital. And there, first her uterus was removed because it was full of pus because of this chili powder. Then she developed gangrene where her right leg was amputated from the thigh, and then slowly this poison entered entire her body. And she died after the agony of 5.5 months. Inch by inch, this lady has died. Her name was Kokila. And I was really, this shook me from inside, and I said, I'm going to go and go to the villages, and once my baby is born, I will go. And the first time when my girl was born, I named her as Smriti, because that is Ormagal, or what you call that is the memories. And tying her up in my back, I went to the village where this lady belonged to. And there is a huge scar here. They threw stones. Here. Came back. Went again. This time they have thrown a cobra. It bit me here. I was in the NCC, so I knew the first aid. Survived. I said, I'll come back. Third time, going there. They stabbed me from here to here. 97 stitches are there. Opened me. I said, nothing is going to stop me. I'll come back. Went back. Talked to them. I spoke to the women. I said, come out of your home. What are you doing? In 96, first girl child survived. With my school children, I was a school teacher at that time. I was talking to the young energies because I knew that however qualified I am, I may be a full-time professor at IIM Ahmedabad, but I chose to be at the university or at the school at that tribal place so that I can cater to the needs of these young energies. I started with 3 boys and girls talking to people. We created 117 self-help groups within 6 years. We liberated the women economically first, and then psychologically. The attitude changed toward the girl children, and first girl is named Kokila. She has done her post-graduation. We supported her education. And do you know what is the name of this journey? The name is Make a Difference, MAD, because that lady was called MAD. And I started this philosophy of Make a Difference in 1991, and I'm very proud to say that 6 lakh students are today with me doing the MAD thing everywhere in India and across the globe. I represent in the United Nations organization, and we are writing the global inclusion and diversity policy. And I'm not there because of any of the political power. I think it is the people power, their change, their transformation, which landed me there. I was the first corporate woman trainer 29 years down the line. When I started the career as a trainer, people would say that why should we learn from a lady? I started from there, and I became the first woman president of Indian Society for Training and Development. In the legacy of 43 years, no women were there. And I also broke another barrier that all the presidents of earlier times, they were 70-year plus, and I became when I was only 42. And a girl who started her ABCD in class 6th, and somebody from the close family teases you HMT, getting awards. Because I used to sing. You have seen me singing yesterday. So I was singing and I got a gold medal. And this girl of my mama's daughter coming, oh, HMT, तुम्हें award मिला है? Wow. I said, what is HMT? पता कर क्या? तेरे को क्या पता HMT क्या है? Then I said, Hindi medium types. I went and, yeah. So I went and spoke to my father. I want to study in an English medium school. My father said, I can't afford that 15 rupees fees for you. If you come first in the entire school, not in class, I'll give you a dictionary. And I looked at my sister, cousin sister, and I said, Renuka, one day I'll be in a better place than what you are. And I'm sad but happy to state in 2009, her own son was to get admitted at IIM Bangalore, and I was in the panel, and this lady was crying, telling that he has written on the wall today that this is third time, if I don't crack this time, I won't see the sun of tomorrow. I walked up to the director, I said, there is a cousin here, I will not be in the panel today. Went back to Aditya. Aditya, I pumped him up with the energy and I said, please, be confident, you would clear and crack this time, this cat. And definitely he did. He was the last one to get admitted at IIM Bangalore. But I'm happy that Renuka I thank. Because if she had not called me HMT, I would not have been sitting here. So life has given me so many opportunities. I'm thankful to all my adversities because they made brick and mortar and they made me step by step whatever I am today. So be it at Harvard Business School, where I go and take invited lectures on participatory techniques in the management or women empowerment policies for them, it's a lot which has been done by me, and a lot of things as a researcher of psychodynamic analysis, which I am doing, and I'm helping the government of India on this trait to be developed, where we do a rare ethical profiling as well, because any other psychodynamic tool would be doing only your soft skills or leadership or initiative or your performance dynamics, but we definitely do medical profiling as well as ethical profiling. That also is a very, very unique area which I dwell upon, and that is me, Rajeshwari. Thank you so much. And I'm here because of this iron lady, because she said that you have to come, and she was like, can you MC my event? I said, anything for you, my darling.
Thank you so much. I saw, I think 90% of you crying while she was talking. Yes, what a touching incident, stories, experience, and all that. No wonder what she is now. And even I got a small piece of hers. Last year when we had flood, she's the one who encouraged me to help others. She introduced me Goonj and many other people so that I could also do whatever she was telling. She's my boss and she was directing, do this. And it was my first experience. Through me, through the help of her and many NGOs, I could also manage to help people. More than 1 lakh of people we could reach, get their basic essentials, and our team must have saved more than 500 lives, and she's my guru. And thank you so much. And what a great personality, both of them, intellectually and experience-wise, everything. What a day to start with this. Amazing women. All of us can emulate from them, isn't it? Thank you for the standing ovation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back to you, Supriya.
That totally throws me out of words. That totally throws me out of words. So I just cleared my eyes and I'm back and I'm smiling again. Any questions do we have still for the ladies who were here? Any questions do we have for them? Anything we would like to find out from them? No questions? Yes, ma'am. Can we have the mic?
Yeah. Can you just pass it on? Somebody please volunteer.
This is for Nirmala, since I'm very strange to Kerala. I'm originally from Kerala, and I've attended the WEF 2017 in Delhi, and I live now in Idiki, in a small town called Pupara. And when the WEF 2019 was announced on the site, I found it said Kerala. So I associated with my first experience of WEF, and I said, look, I don't know anybody. I'm sitting in the forest. Now what do? I need to go to Kozhikode because I'm trying to get back into my roots. So I just connected with Harbeen's group in Delhi and said, who do I contact in Kerala to come? And she said, you have to get in touch with Sister Nirmala or Priya or Roshni. So I said, great. So I WhatsApped and got Nirmala. So I said, Nirmala, I need to go to Kozhikode. How long does it take from Idiki to Kozhikode? And she said, well, you decide what you want to do. And I looked up and it took 9 hours by car. I said, at this stage of my life, I can't do 9 hours. It was stretched to reach Kozhikode. So I told her, can I come to Cochin? And how are you going? She said, I'm going by train. So I said, can you take me along? And what I really loved was she said, well, come to Cochin, and of course you can come with me. And it was the last minute. It was really last minute. And I'm eternally thankful to Nirmala. She put me up at her house, and she brought me here, and her travel agency booked me. I'm still on the wait list for tonight. So she says, look, you old woman, we'll pretend that you're sick and miserable and stick you in the train. Now, that is what I love of the WEF, and I needed to meet Harbeen after 2017. So I'm not a designated speaker, I'm not a delegate, but I love the feeling, energy, the help, and I'm eternally grateful to Nirmala for getting me here. Thank you so much.
That's actually sisterhood blossoming in the room. Too much of it, too much of it. Please, I can't take any more. I can't take any more. Let's get back to normal. Let's get back to normal. Keep smiling. Keep showing your teeth around here. All right, so we start with our speakers for the day, and we have Crystal coming up first. Crystal, can we have you here? So, Crystal, I understand you're going to take up us on women's health and well-being?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay, kind of. All right, up to you.
Thank you. Can I use this one?
Absolutely.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. It's a little difficult to talk after that talk. It's made us all emotional, and hopefully it won't reflect too much in what I have to say. So my name's Christelle Hart-Singh. I'm half English, half Swiss, but I have been living in Cochin for the last nearly 19 years. My husband is Punjabi, but born and brought up in Kerala, so my children are just very confused. I lived in England till I was 14. my parents divorced at 14, when I was 14, and I was moved to Switzerland with my mother. I became a very rebellious teenager, let's say, and I dropped out of school in 9th standard. So I am a 9th standard dropout. Compared to all these PhDs and lovely degrees, that's as far as I got. I stayed in Switzerland till I was 26, working in corporate companies, secretarial work, personal assistant, etc. Basically doing 9-to-5 jobs without having any pleasure. Living for my weekends, living for my holidays. Yes, in Switzerland you have a great standard of living. And I was lucky enough for that, but there was really something missing. 8 hours a day of my, 8 hours of my time every day was sitting in an office doing stuff that was really not interesting for me. I changed jobs every year. Perhaps within the same company, but I learnt for 3 months, I did for 6 months, I got bored in 3 months, and I wanted to do something else. Somebody was talking about being a Gemini yesterday. That's me, I get bored very quickly. Yeah. So, at the age of 24, my father passed away, and that was a big deal for me, and it made me see how life is short, and I should be doing something that is more meaningful to me. So I decided to try and get a job with the International Committee for the Red Cross. And the professional side was okay. I had a lot of experience in secretarial work, but they wanted me to get a year of professional experience in a developing country. So, I've never really been out of Europe. I don't know where to go. So I'm looking South America. I don't know Spanish. Africa seemed a bit scary to me. So I looked towards Asia, and it turned out that in India there was a lot of voluntary work to do. It was cheap, a lot of people spoke English, fairly safe to travel around as a woman. I thought, let me go there. So I found a situation in Kerala, in the lush tropical countryside of Kerala, and I worked for 3 months teaching English to tribal children, which I very much enjoyed. And then I went up to Mumbai and worked with street kids, and I fell in love with the street children. I went back to Switzerland for 6 months to earn some money, came back for 6 months again to India, again worked with those street children, and decided that I really didn't want to go and work for the International Committee for the Red Cross. That was some big organization. I would have been lost in an office, and I really wanted to work at grassroots level. So I'd met another Swiss girl there at that time, and we were thinking, okay, what can we call this NGO? We need to start an NGO. And the children were dancing to the music of Dilse. And so Dilse became the name of my NGO, From the Heart. Thank you. We discovered some not very nice things going on in the shelter where I was working. There was child sexual abuse going on at that time, from the older boys to the younger boys, and we brought it up in front of the administration, who were priests, and we got threats. We got threats, not direct threats, indirect threats, that if we stayed in Mumbai, our lives were in danger. So we kind of had to get out of there, and we didn't know where else to set up, and the only other place I knew in India was Kerala. And we thought, we're only going to be a small NGO. We don't need to be in the slums of Calcutta to do something good. And if I'm going to move all the way from Switzerland, I still need to find a place where I can have a cup of coffee and eat a piece of chocolate from time to time. So I settled on Cochin. Cochin is where we decided to start our work. This was in November 2000. I worked with destitute children. We opened a children's home. We opened several nursery schools in Tamil Nadu. We opened an orphanage for HIV-affected children. Our managing trustee then stole 1/2 acre of land from us. So for the last 10 years, I've been in a court case with my managing trustee in Tamil Nadu. We had to let go of our projects in Tamil Nadu. But we continued in Cochin with a home for destitute children. About 7 years ago, one of the girls from our homes who had gone back to her family in Bangalore called up on the phone. I mean, I got a call from a social worker and she was with them. She'd been found at the railway station. She'd run away from her family and she wanted to come back. She wanted to come back to Cochin, but by then the children's home that had been mixed, I'd had it registered and recognised as a boys' home only because I didn't have any girls left. They'd all gone home. So I didn't know what to do with her. We thought, let's bring her back to Cochin anyway, so that she's closer to us. Obviously, she's been ill-treated by her family in Bangalore and doesn't want to be there anymore. The social worker was mentioning that she might be married or something, but she's only 13. I didn't quite get that. And so with the help of Childline and the police, we got her brought back to Cochin. She's straight away put in the government girls' home. The government girls' home, they realised that she's pregnant. Yes, she's 13. I'm also pregnant. I'm 39. I'm pregnant with my second child. And she's a little girl who'd been with me for 5 years in my children's home. Wow, she's pregnant. How is this even possible? They don't want to keep her in the children's home because she's a bad influence to the other girls, right? A pregnant girl is obvious. I mean, obviously all the other girls are going to want to be abused and get pregnant, right? So why keep her there? So they move her from the girls' home to a home for destitute women. Is she a woman at 13? She's not a woman. She just happens to be in the situation of a woman. By then she's turned 14. My husband and I ask if we can take her to stay with us during her pregnancy. The Child Welfare Committee does not allow. Can we take her to the same, can we give her the same health care as I'm getting? I'm going to midwives, I'm getting midwifery care. No, not allowed. It's not government, it's not a doctor. So the only thing I was allowed to do for her was take her out for prenatal yoga classes. I gave birth on April 11th, a water birth, lovely natural water birth. 4 days later, she had a cesarean in the government hospital. Why did she have a cesarean? Not because there are any complications, but because she's 14 and she's pregnant. She was able to get pregnant at 13. She was able to keep a baby in her tummy at 13, but obviously she's not capable of giving birth to it, right? So 9 months later, we opened a home for abused pregnant teenagers. We named it after her son, who was called Tejas. And since then, that was in November 2012, we've had 52 girls. 52 girls aged 12 to 17. Only 2 of those girls were abused by somebody that they didn't know. Most of them, it was somebody from the family or somebody extremely close to them. 2 girls got pregnant from their own brothers. 2 girls got pregnant from their own fathers. Cousin brothers, uncles, friends of the family, neighbours. We also have a chunk of girls who were in consensual relationships, okay, but legally consent is not allowed until over the age of 18, so every single case comes to us through the Child Welfare Committee. A case has been filed, there is an FIR, and they go through all the legal procedure. If they come early enough in their pregnancy and they decide to terminate the pregnancy, we help them do that. We have 9 girls out of 52 who have terminated their pregnancy at the government hospital because they were below the limit age. And we have 21 girls who had natural deliveries, absolutely natural deliveries. We have another 5 who had vaginal births, only 5 C-sections. Only 5 C-sections out of 52 because we help with their nutrition, we make sure they get good exercise, and they're in a very loving and caring environment. There's no fear of birthing. Fast. Yes, so that's it, basically. That's it. Thank you, that's what I do. That was done.
That's not it, that's much. That's much, actually. The kind of work that you're doing for the society, that's much. Thank you, Crystal. Let's have Ridhima Dua next. All right, Ridhima, can we have you on stage?
In the meantime, let me quickly tell you about today's program, because we have a big celebration of Shri Krishna Jayanti. The local festival is there, and that's why there may be roadblocks. From 2 to 4, I think there is a roadblock. So we may have to rush up today, and rather than finishing it in the evening, we may opt to finish it as fast. So those who have not spoken as yet, we would be calling you soon, and we'll try that if we can finish it up as early as is possible. Because we don't want you to get stranded going back your home, and it's very important. So that way we would be designing it. Sorry for rushing you up, but I think that's prudent to do at this moment. Yeah. So Ridhima, please. Yeah.
Are you announcing something? Introduce yourself. Good morning, everyone. I am Ridhima Dua. It's been a wonderful morning with you, beautiful heart, doing a lot of things for women especially and the girl child. And of course, hearing it from Rajshri. I have a short story to share in front of all of you. I do a lot of research on modeling. When I say modeling, I'm not talking about the model who are 6 feet and running around on the ramp and being sexy all around. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about the real models of models. If you've noticed, yesterday evening, we had a beautiful evening with the girls, the goddess, who did a great job there on the dais over here, dancing and performing and presenting their art. That work also, when they were doing it, I was doing my research, and I continue right whenever I experience. That work also is a model work, actually. Before I start into the structure of it, I'll just quickly tell you about why do I do the model work. I come from a background where I started teaching when I was just 11 years old. It was just 11. Of course, at that time, the teaching was to serve my family and to serve only 2,000 rupees to the family so that we can eat food. That's it, period. I was in my 5th standard when I didn't know that I can be able to teach kids who are into 1st and 2nd standard from that level. My mom, I lived in Madhya Pradesh. I'm born in Madhya Pradesh. We moved to Delhi. I moved to Pune. I say that I'm from India because I've traveled from Delhi to Pune to Kerala to Bangalore to Chennai doing a lot of research work which I do for people. So my mom was having cancer in the year when I was just 10 years old. I did not know the word cancer that time. What is it? How does it affect the body of women especially, when specifically she's having in breast cancer? And she was so damn scared that she was not ready for the operation at all. And it came to me after around 8 months that she's not ready for the operation. She was a warrior, literal a warrior. I'm talking about a model in my life, a literal warrior. Really, really a literal warrior. She was a woman who said that I have to stand out for my family and I have to make my girl live. And why did she say that I have to make my girl live? It was a very simple reason. I belong to a Punjabi family, and in Punjabi, when you're born and when you're a girl and when you're not white, when you're not beautiful, when you're not, fair as a Fair and Lovely cream the fair, you're taken as, oh my God, how will she live her life? So I was abused each and every moment in front of all the people around, all the family and environment around, that she's not be able to be confident, cannot do anything, she will not be successful, she cannot speak in front of people, she's not a person whom we can take in front of people, she's not a person whom we can take in the marital things which happens, the functions which happen in family. And that's why she was headstrong here in her brain, that whatever she is, which means me as a baby, Anu, whatever she is, she's going to stand out from all of you. So yeah, I stand out from the entire family, and they now come back to me to look after the entire mentoring and coaching which I do for them. So I got to know very early in the year, 10 years, that she has got cancer, and she said that I have to live for myself and for me. That's it. What she did, Madhya Pradesh, in the area of 2,500 kilometers, there was no shop led by ladies which can sell lingerie. There is no shop that time. I'm talking about the year 1996, when it was very, very small. She started that, and she did brilliantly well in that shop, and it was so famous that people, the girls, the women from the 2,000 kilometers used to come to her and say, okay, I want to have it because I cannot go and talk to a man. I'm comfortable talking to a woman. People used to come from Jabalpur, from Indore, from Gwalior, to a place called Chhatarpur to meet Meena Arora, a cancer patient who is surviving for a child and running this. It was going great until my dad's financial things went off and we had to move to Delhi. We moved to Delhi. In those 3 years, I was again abused. Why? Because I come from MP and I am wearing a long skirt with the long socks, with the weird kind of hairstyle at time, and I had a big cruising, if you have seen long back, big eyebrows. I was abused badly, really, really badly in the year when I was in 9th class, and I was taking my tuitions then there itself also to support my family. In my 9th class in Delhi, people used to come and I take tuitions for 5th class students for mathematics. I failed in my 5th class in mathematics by 00. I went to my dad and I showed him. There was a cruel teacher who said, go and get the sign from your papa. I said, okay, fine. I went to dad and dad said, okay, there it is. I got a 00. What do I do now? He's a very kind person from heart. And he said, okay, next time ध्यान रखना. That's it. कोई ऐसे बोलता है क्या? मतलब next time ध्यान रखना 00 पे with the red marks. And he signed the paper. I went back to the school. I gave it to that cruel teacher. I'm sorry, but yeah, he was very cruel. And I gave it to him and he was looking at me like this. Did he really sign like the parent or did you sign? Because he was confused. How did a parent can get signed? And I was not having too much of abuse on my face. I was like, okay, great. And that time I decided in my unconscious that I'm going to do something for my mathematics. And I really did well unconsciously and I achieved pre-board in CBSE, in Tagore Garden, Kendriya Vidyalaya Central School, the top in the 10th. And the girls who used to abuse me, yeah, the girls who used to really, really abuse me, they were beautiful. Trust me, Delhiites, oh awesome, I love their beauty. They were beautiful. And in the 9th standard, they abused me literally. In the 10th standard, when I got a great pre-board exam, the first pre-board exam, I topped the entire KV. They came to me and they said, my name was Anu when I was, as in my native. So they said, Anu, can you please help us? You're so sweet. I was like, yeah, I'm sweet. Maybe, maybe not. So I guess started teaching to my own friends. That was teaching inbuilt in me. The journey of my mom was still on. She was still suffering with the cancer. The breast became quite big like this. The right side of the hand could not move at all. I had to do my teaching of 7th and 8th. I have to study for my 10th board. And I have to do all the cleaning of my house. We had only one room to live because financially we were not strong. Only one room to live. And yet, also to wash all the clothes, take care of my son, my brother, whom I call my son, and do everything. And still, she was still surviving. The fruits were not coming from the homeopathy Ayurvedic medicines for her at all. We were not doing really great financially also in Delhi. I started, after my 10th, I started going to a small, tuition classes, and I told them that, ma'am, aap apna kaam karo, main aapke bachcho ko padhaungi. I'll get some commission, I'll earn some money for my family. I started doing that. I started earning 5,500 in a month. Wow! In the 11th standard. And my mom was so happy. I mean, nowadays you say 5,500, you just take an air ticket, right? And that year, my mom was so happy. I was like, wow, great, my mom is happy. Finally, my mom said, I have to live. I don't want to die. I really want to live, Anu. So I said, okay, fine. So she said, I want to do something for family, for you. And you have to promise me one thing, that you will keep studying. I'm still studying. You have to promise me you'll keep studying. Keep studying, keep studying, keep studying. I said, okay. She got a call. She was a beautiful cook as well. She was a Linus president. She used to dress up. I am dressed up like today, like her, the way she used to dress up like a sari and all that. She used to dress up beautifully. No one will come to know until you ask her that you have cancer. Until you have seen the breast. You will not come to know that she has cancer. She will still go to the Linus president places. She will go and speak. She will go to the villages and do all that work. She will still do that in that cancer thing. So she got a call from my uncle. He lives in Pune. She got a call. मीना दीदी, आप बहुत अच्छा खाना बनाती हैं. पुणे में स्टूडेंट्स हैं बहुत सारे. आपका ध्यान भी बढ़ जाएगा और आपका बिजनेस भी चल जाएगा. आप आना पसंद करेंगे? If all of you understand Hindi, the uncle said, I'm inviting you for the cooking if you would like to have something done as a business. In the cancer, where the breast is going out, where the doctors are behind to do the operation, she decided to live her for family. And she said, okay, let me go. Alone. That too alone. My dad was there, but he was almost out all the time. He was not into this entire discussion what we used to had. Now, what was the discussion? I being in 11th, she's quite old, and we both are discussing what? How do we run the financial condition of the family? What do we do for the entire thing? How do we plan this business? This is what we were discussing. How do we live? That's all. And we planned. Me and my mother sitting outside on the veranda like that. And we planned. Planned what? Okay, my mom will go to Pune, plan out the entire thing. I will run here, earn 5,500, might go to 6,500, might go to 7,000, and I will close it. That's all. She went there, and what happened? She found out the place, set up the place, and she came back and she said, I have found out the place and we will do the starting. I said, okay. And at the last, she said, you stay here and I will go with all the family, everyone. And
Riddhima, I know that there's so much to talk about ourselves and our initiatives, but I would really request you to finish in, no 2 minutes, half a minute.
Half a minute.
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
sure.
Yes, thank you.
And at the end, the whole story went off that we all went to Pune, and from 0 person to 100 people feeding is what been done by her as a challenge for herself in just 8 days. And the model of model work is basically about, can you model that particular model's quality or strength of a person? I started my research of cancer. A cancer patient who has recovered can give the unconscious work to the person who wants to recover from cancer. And we have got 2 success stories. The people have recovered. So there is a lot to work on, and we will connect more in detail. So well-being is all required for all of them. Thank you so much.
That was so inspiring again. Literally, I've been here trying to tell her that the time was out, but I did not have the courage to stop because the stories are so inspiring. Each and every story is so special in its way. The next speaker that we have is called Tiffany Brar. Tiffany, can we have you on stage, please?
There is so much to get inspired from, so much around us, and we always feel that this is the synergy we create in this beautiful world, and it makes us believe that still, a large part of people, we always complain, but how beautiful this world is with these beautiful souls around us.
No, I can. Ma'am. Okay. Yeah.
If you want the platform up, I can do that for you. Yeah? So
No,
it
I'm
would be
okay.
more visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So just
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
so there is a step now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll try.
Thank you.
People like me are not seen out. People like me are a curse to this society. People like me are not allowed to venture out. When my parents knew I was blind, their hopes were shattered. They thought the world had ended upon them. They took me hither and thither. As my father was an army officer and he had his career, and he did not want his daughter to be blind. He wanted the generation to continue of army officers. But I was a disappointment there. I became blind due to an overdose of oxygen given by a doctor. My parents were asked to file a case and do this and that, but I'm thankful that they didn't. Because I'm actually thankful to that doctor that he did this. Because had he not done this, I would not be standing here before you all today. I would be somewhere else. I would not be working in the field that I'm working right now. Because there would be no pinching point. There would be no purpose of my life. I went to school. At school, just imagine a situation, everyone. Children, turn your pages to page number 509 and look at the diagram. Could I? Acha, tum andhe ho na? You are blind now, beta. You sit on the back bench, okay? That was my situation. The whole class was asked a question. They all gave silly answers. I gave the right answer. Again, I was thrown out of the class on account of my disability. Because I was blind, I was not supposed to know the answer. When I heard running feet on the football ground, when I heard the sound of bats and balls, again I was excluded. Again I was in the back bench. Again I couldn't participate. I grew up with this discrimination. I could not go for games. I could not have friends. I could not enjoy the jokes of the class. Everyone would be whispering, "Psst, psst, psst, Tiffany ko nahi pata na." Psst, psst, psst. Like that. At the age of 12, I lost my mother because of depression. She was sad, and she had also a lot of health issues. My father, who considered the nation first, went to fight the war. I was again plunged into different hostels, into different places. My confidence was always suppressed. I was always told to sit down. But my inner voice told me, stand up, don't give up, you can do it. So what if you're blind? I completed my studies minus the equations. I started working.
I was told not to travel out alone because someone would attack me, someone would abuse me, someone would rape me, someone would do this, someone would... I said, let them. I don't care. But I'm not going to be scared of anyone. I took my white cane, which is my liberation device, and I started walking. I started traveling alone in public transport. Yes, I was harassed a few times. I was asked a few questions. I was asked, why can't I sit at home? Why don't my parents care for me? Blah, 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 blah. But I didn't care. I said, I have to care for myself. I am confident. I have to unlock that inner confidence. And yes, I did. I then started a mobile blind school because I realized that in the other blind schools, in other organizations, wherever I went, as I was working for an international organization as a translator, and I found that we went to villages, we went to tribal areas, we found that there were many blind backbenchers, people who were tied to their beds. At least my situation was better. We hear the saying that whose situation is worse, a man with no shoes or a man with no legs? So quit complaining, Tiffany Brar. You have the best of everything. But there are blind people who are tied up, who are not allowed, whose parents are not even educated. I wanted people to come out. I started going to rural areas in bus, in public transport. People told me, your father's an army officer, he can provide you this, someone can provide you a car, someone can provide you a driver. I said, I don't want someone hanging around me because I don't want to depend on someone. I'm me, I'm myself. So I started traveling. I started bringing out blind people out of their homes. I taught 29-year-old Vinod, who was completely stuck at home. He had never been to school. He heard one of my interviews on the radio and he came out of his shackles. He started walking with a white cane. He started traveling in public transport. And he learned computers, he learned Android, we taught him everything. And now he's a breadwinner. I then started my organization, the Jyotirgamaya Foundation, in 2015. And we started with 2 students. It was a registered charitable trust. It was in an inaccessible building, hardly a model for disability, but we started my journey with 2 students, and I had 2 good friends. And 2 students, everyone came and said, "Ye kya organization hai? What kind of organization is this? It end students only 2 students." But we managed with 2 students. 2 became 4, 4 became 6, and we taught many people. Another uneducated boy who had no hope in life came to our organization. We taught him, and now he too works in a call center. He said that he could never enter an office. He could never have hope. But now he works in an office. Even though it's a call center, he works, he does Excel, and he's never been to school. And now we have a preparatory school where we teach young blind toddlers, and we try to mainstream them into normal schools. We're going to start a handicraft unit for blind girls and women. We conduct sessions on reproductive health, as Crystal ma'am was saying, how girls are treated. Girls with disabilities are also abused. They are also ill-treated. They must be aware of their rights. They must be aware of abuse. So we conduct certain sessions for them. But they're not boring sessions. We have even got the replicas of reproductive organs which we show to our blind girls so that they know this is this and this is that and this is what actually happens. I have been to other countries and conducted sensitization sessions. The only thing I just want to say here is that I was able to open the key to my inner eyes. I don't want to see. There are operations, there are eye chips, there is whatnot. But I don't want to spend money on that. If I have money, I would rather spend it on my students. I've been living in Kerala for the last 19 years. I'm basically a North Indian, but I live in Trivandrum because ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ സ്വന്തം നാടാണ് എന്നെ ഇവിടേക്ക് വിളിച്ചത്. ഇവിടുത്തെ ആൾക്കാരുടെ നന്മയും ഇവിടുത്തെ എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും. And I've always wanted people to unlock their inner confidence. We girls, we women, so many women who have studied English, who have studied MA. If you ask them in Kerala, okay, English, I was born in because they lose their confidence, because they are scared that the society will judge them because they are speaking English, something will go wrong. But no, it's time for we girls and we women to stop thinking about what happened in the 18th century and unlock our inner confidence and be authentic, be us, be that identity. That is me, that is my identity. I am me, I'm blind, I'm a woman, so what? I'm me, I'm Tiffany Brad, I'm a person, and I live in my own right. So what if I'm disabled? People told me I was a curse, I was a sin, I was this, I was that. Many people told me, oh, idendina blind ayyo amme achan cheyda paavang undayirikkum. Why should my parents be blamed for what I am today? But I believe I'm blind for a reason. I'm blind so that I can spread the message to other blind people. I'm blind so that I could start the Jyotirgamaya Foundation. And I'm confident. I don't need to see. I see from my inner eyes. I hear your voices. I know what you all look like. I know what Dr. Harbeen is, because she's such a warm woman. Yesterday when she told me, come my sister, when she asked me for the photo, I thought, okay, it's only for the speakers. I felt included when she said, because I don't have my own sister, but she said, come my sister. I felt that warmth in her voice when she said, come my sister. And even with Nirmala ma'am, I called her, I said, I had applied last year for the Women Economic Forum in Chennai, and it was my dream to stand on this platform. And I think there was a ma'am called Lakshmi, and she continued to call me and said, but there was so much floods in Kerala, there were no trains, the roads were closed, and I said, okay, I can't do this. A friend of mine, he said, okay, that's so sad, and a few friends helped me to locate the website, and the website is very accessible. I was able to upload my materials myself, but I just couldn't go. So this time when I was in Kerala, I said, okay, I would like to go, but I'm not experienced. I'm only 30. I've only just run this organization for 5 years. They're so experienced. What am I going to do? But I said, and I saw this topic, unlock your inner confidence and show up as the authentic you. And I said, whoa, this is my topic, because I'm going to show up as me, as the authentic me. I am me. I'm going to unlock the inner confidence, unlock the key, and urge women who are hearing this to unlock their inner confidence, to not live in suppression, but to come out of their shackles. And that's why I'm here. I thank Dr. Harbeen, and I thank Nirmala ma'am, because she said, you don't need to pay, you don't need to do anything, you can just come. And I thank you so much, and I thank everyone. And I would like to come to future programs if they are within my reach, because I run an NGO. I cannot afford to pay because I run an NGO. I have to spend every single penny for my students. Even now, my students are all sick. They're all laid up with fever. We have to get back to Trivandrum. And now my colleague has come with me because she knows Kozhikode a bit, and I stayed with a well-wisher of mine yesterday. But there are so many challenges that we have to undergo in our lives. Some people are held back because of sickness, because of not allowing, their husbands don't allow, their families don't allow. Some people are held back because of financial constraint. But there are so much constraint for a girl, for a woman. Like yesterday, the first speaker was talking about financial independence. Yes, there are so many people who are not, but I think it's time for us to unlock that confidence. Please look at my Facebook page. It's called Jyotirgamaya Foundation Trivandrum, and please look at my organization, because I don't ask you to help. Okay, if I say look, that means give money. No, I don't want your money. I want your love. I want your love. I want your support.
Definitely, Tiffany. We are all with you. We are definitely with you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much. I actually got goosebumps here. Such inspiring personalities out here. And with all the serious work that's happening, since you know that I love you much, there is tea for you downstairs. So we'll have to move out of this auditorium and we'll have to climb down the stairs for our tea break. Tea break is strictly 10 minutes, please. Kindly stick to the time. 10 minutes.
See you all soon, please. Make it quick.
Shweta. Hi, Beena. It looks natural, no, when I'm talking. Very natural, no? But actually, I can speak. It's not that I cannot.